Welcome, Star Wars fans all across the galaxy. This is Uneducated Star Wars Talk, brought to you by the Uneducated Network. I'm your host, Chris Lambert, and thanks for making me a part of your day. So, there ain't too much news going on right now with Solo releasing like last week, a couple weeks ago. It's just really a host of people talking about how they either hate the movie or love the movie. And today we're going to talk about a couple things that could possibly give Star Wars back with a positive taste in our mouth as fans. If you have problems with what's going on, but I'm a guy who love a lot of the things that's going on. Yeah, I got problems with certain things, but overall Disney doing a pretty good job to me. But I know they got fans that's calling for Kathleen Kennedy's head, just calling for everything to just shut down and reboot, go back to let George Lucas take over and everything. I know there's people like that, and I in some ways, I can see where y'all coming from. A couple things that I feel like in the next couple weeks or months that Lucasfilm could announce or they should announce that I think could put positive hope back into the fan community and stuff. And don't forget to leave a subscribe and like to the page, like us on Facebook, all that good promoting stuff. And yeah, don't forget to do that. But before I get into the my what I think Lucasfilm to do, well, my solo reactions, if you will, that's what I'll call it. My reactions, what I think Lucasfilm, how they should react to Solo, and what they should do to kind of make things right, if you will, if you're in that bad place, if like I say, but. First of all, I seen some real exciting news on StarWarsNewsNet.com, and you should always check that news site out if you got spare time and everything. That's where I get a lot of my news, and they're a great site for Star Wars news. But I seen an article about Timothy Zahn talking about my boy Thrawn. As y'all know, I love me some Thrawn. He's my favorite, probably my favorite character in Rebels. So I love some Thrawn, and I always want more Thrawn. And after that bewildering ending to Rebel season, I've been interested to see like if they just gonna let Thrawn go to waste like that, or what they're gonna do more with him and stuff like that. But Timothy Zahn has a pitch for two other books. Thrawn's story could end up in sort of parallel to the timeline of episode 8, 9, and somewhere around there, he said. And he has two pitches for two other novels for putting them in those times. And of course, Lucasfilm telling them can't approve it right now and everything because we still working on episode 9 and we don't want anything. We want everything to be consistent and everything. I get that, but give me those Thrawn books, and it ain't too much news about that. I just really wanted to talk about. Really want to let y'all know Timothy Zahn got two more Thrawn books in his head that he's been pitching to Lucasfilm, not Lucasfilm, but LucasArts, and that is extremely exciting to me because I like Timothy Zahn's writing style. Really can't wait for this next Thrawn book. I think it come out in either not October, but August or September. I'm waiting on that, and I love the first Thrawn book. Timothy Zahn, probably one of the best writers right now in Star Wars. Probably always been, even from Legends, always been one of the best writers. So I'm extremely excited for more Thrawn books. Let me get those. And that would put a real positive taste in my mouth, even though I don't even have those negative thoughts people having about LucasArts at these points. But I would really love for some more Thrawn stories. And yeah, I didn't like how they took him out at the end of Rebels, but that it is what it is with that. So I'm not gonna ponder too much on that. But now is on to the true topic, if the meat of the story of today, if you will, and that's reacting to Solo. Solo didn't do good at the box office. I'm sure you've heard all this by now. It came out with like 83, 84 million this opening weekend. Last night I looked at its totals. It's just globally totaling up to like 234 or something like that. And domestically, I think 134 or something like that. So the numbers aren't good. And Lucasfilm, I know they feel like they're in a bind, not making the money they used to making. But to me, this is just trying something different. To me, this is Star Wars' Ant-Man, if you will. It's just trying a different type of movie, giving us a different type of feel, and I'm okay with that. Maybe it didn't work for a lot of people. Maybe it didn't work for maybe it didn't work for you, but to me that's okay. You're gonna have if you don't take these risks, you're gonna be stuck hearing Lucasfilm gonna be stuck hearing the same thing they heard about Episode 7 that is too familiar. It's just A New Hope rewritten, rebooted and stuff like that. So taking these risks to me, I'm okay with it, and Solo works to me. It was a decent movie. It wasn't movie of the year or anything, but I'm sure it wasn't the worst movie of the year so far. But film is subjective. People can feel the way they feel about it. Same thing with music, I always say. So people are entitled to feel the way they feel. But all this calling for Kathleen Kennedy's job and everything. The lady is it's 3 movies back to back to back that made $1 billion. No other film franchise has ever done it. Marvel haven't even done that yet. So let's pump the brakes on calling for Kathleen Kennedy job because whatever she's doing is generating money, and the bottom line is the bottom line. So Kathleen Kennedy probably isn't going anywhere, but I'll admit things have been a little rough under her under her standard, if you will. We had the Rogue One issues, reshooting not all of that movie, but a large portion of that movie. Had the behind the scenes thing with Solo, and to me, I know the finances not gonna say it, but to me, maybe she made the right decision. Maybe she made the right decision because you can see in Solo there are some of those jokes that don't come across right, and not to say I just wanted to blame those on Lord Miller and everything because Ron Howard did have the movie for a while, but a lot of those I could see not really fitting, like the Beckett thing when he hurt his thumbs when the cannon off the Falcon gets shot off. That didn't sit well with me, and some other things. But like I say, I liked the movie. It wasn't. I didn't have a lot of problems with the writing or anything or any of the jokes. Well, not any of the jokes. I did have some problems with some of the jokes, but that's any movie. Humor don't stick the way with everybody, and those same jokes I was kind of not liking. People in the crowd next to me, they loved them and stuff. So that's that. Solo is real decisive. It's People did this with episode 8 as well, because that episode 8 also split the fan community in half. And the person I think right now who I do not envy, who's probably gonna get the blues in the next couple of years or the next year or two, while he's putting together his movie, that is J.J. Abrams. And I really, like I said, do not envy him right now, because with the way the fans reacted to episode 8 and Solo, Lucasfilm want to get the next movie right. They want to get episode 9. They want to wrap it up better. No, you can say better, but I feel like episode 8 is a damn good movie. So I feel how I feel about it. I know, like I said, the fan community, it was pretty split. You're entitled to feel how you feel. I just feel like maybe we should pump the brakes on calling for Catelyn's job. But like I say, they need to announce some things. The Boba Fett movie, that wasn't really when I first heard it. Like I said in one of my videos, I hadn't seen Solo yet, so I kind of was expecting to see Boba in Solo. I didn't. He wasn't there or anything, but at first I thought that was maybe a reactionary type movie announcement from Solo. Like they heard how from the pre-reviews, from what I seen, the Solo was good. Like a lot of the reviews was good and everything, but coming out of it, once like the general public got to see it and stuff, that took a turn for the worse. Seems like, but at the point of when I heard about the Boba Fett announcement, the Solo movie was in good standards with the reviews and everything. So I was thinking, maybe the Boba Fett was just reactionary to the good reviews and everything off of Solo. Maybe people got to see him in Solo and they was real happy. Like, let me get that movie from him, and that wasn't the case. And tell you the truth, I think maybe they should have shot with the Obi-Wan movie. The Boba Fett movie is another movie nobody's really asking for. I'm not gonna say nobody's really excited for, because I'm excited because I like the Solo, and I wasn't necessarily looking forward to Solo, but after seeing it, I liked it. So I'm at the same place with Boba Fett. I don't really want a Boba Fett movie. Let him keep his mystery and stuff like that. He's not even one of the more interesting characters to me to get his own movie. But it is what it is. We said the same thing about with Solo, and I loved Solo. I just don't want all the behind the scenes drama and stuff like that because that's gonna just add that bad taste in our mouth and just think y'all can't get it right again, Lucasfilm. But enough with that, and on to EA Play. And this is where I really think Lucasfilm or LucasArts could change the tune in the Star Wars fan community. Because I mentioned Episode 8 in Solo, but also Battlefront 2 was one of the last big releases. They've been hitting it with the novels. The novels have been pretty good. I don't think I've had a novel that I listened to and was just like, ugh, I can't do this or anything like that. But they've been doing a good job with novels, but as far as the movies, games, they kind of have to change. They have to put I keep saying it, but a better taste in our mouth because Battlefront 2 that had its problems with the loot crates and everything that Battlefront 2 went behind and went through. And I liked it, Battlefront 2, still like it, and yeah, I liked it. A lot of changes they did needed to be changed, fixes needed to be fixed, and for the most part they taken care of them. But EA Play, I feel like, is LucasArts, EA, all the people, especially EA and Battlefront. I feel like this is their opportunity to win back over fans with, especially Battlefront and just Star Wars in general. Bring a lot of those people with a bad taste in their mouth. Bring those back. Bring those people back. Give them something to do, and this is how I think they can do it. EA Play, yeah, they announced that Battlefront 2 is going to be there. We expecting season 2 of Solo and not season 2. Yeah, season 2, which is Solo. We expecting part 2 of season 2, which is Solo, and we're expecting new skins and stuff like that, drops from the movie and stuff like that. But I think Lucasfilm need to take it a step further. Everybody has been waiting on our Clone Wars DLC. That has like been the most anticipated thing for this game. Y'all need to talk about it. Y'all look at EA needs to reveal something Clone Wars related. At least maybe give us a date. Maybe not a date. Tell us it's coming in the fall. Give us a little teaser to it. I would love for y'all to sit there and just tell us everything. Give us the planets. Give us the heroes. Give us the villains that we gonna get with our Clone Wars drop. Because that will completely, I feel like, change the tune. If they doing things right, how they should be at this point. Because if you see the reaction to Solo, like I said, a film nobody really wanted, nobody was asking for, why not just go ahead and give some fans what they've been asking for? It's not gonna be it's not nearly as expensive as giving us a fan movie that we wanted or anything. I'm sure DICE. I have a lot of faith in them because I've been gaming with them, not personally, but I've been playing a lot of their games since my childhood. So I have a lot of faith in DICE and what they can do, and I think they can get it right. So, like I say, EA Play, bring out the Clone Wars DLC, talk about it. Tell us a little bit about what we're gonna get. Tell us in the fall. That's when I'm expecting it. When Clone Wars becomes 10 years old in October, so it would only make sense to give us our Clone Wars DLC in the fall, somewhere around there. But also to give us a little bit more of that positivity, sprinkle a little bit more of that now. Talk about that game from Respawn Entertainment or Studios, Respawn's game that they've been developing on for it seems like a year or two. Talk a little bit about that. Give a little teaser like about that, like you did with the Visceral games. That I was real sad that got canceled, but from what I hear, Respawn game is the Respawn Studios game is really taking up that mantle of what that game was supposed to be and even having some multiplayer. I don't know a lot of details about that game, but to me, talking about that, talking about the Clone Wars, all that could really change the tune with Battlefront and even Star Wars in general, because maybe people who were not so uppity up on the last couple movies, but still Star Wars fans and just want some Star Wars to just occupy their time. Maybe they hear the Clone Wars and see all this great stuff that I'm hoping that EA does at EA Play. Maybe they see all that and get on board and just that's more support for the game. People buying more skins and all that good stuff. Getting maybe DICE to get the money they need. That's why I say need to talk about at least talk about the Clone Wars DLC or something. They got to do something because just talking about just talking about part two of Solo season, that I don't feel like that'll be enough because the Star Wars fan community, I know how picky we can be. We know how picky we can be. We know how petty we can be sometimes when it come to our content and stuff. Like reading through the comments of like Solo's reviews and stuff like that. Star Wars is kind of sort of maybe in a bad place depending on where you stand with it. Like it's not to me, but in a lot of people's eyes, like I say, coming off of Solo, coming off of Episode 8, people had problems with Episode 7, Battlefront 2, the first Battlefront. Luke, like Star Wars could be in a bad place depending on how you receiving these things. And like I say, EA Play could be a great opportunity for Dice to right their wrongs, if you will, and like change that tune of what's going on how we feeling about on how people are feeling about Star Wars right now. But that's all for today. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.